Today we'll be talking about abortion.
Real quick, I wrote something down if you want to try that as the opening. Let's see if you can.
Okay, yeah.
Rehearse it just for the YouTube videos. I got you right here.
Oh shit! Here we go. We're gonna have to narrate
But
something
you
here.
gotta say it like, "Hey, what?" You know, like, "Hey,
Oh,
what?"
With some
if you're
enthusiasm.
looking for high action, I no.
Well, we can take turns,
See-
bro. Like, so we can have that on record. All right,
Yeah.
3.
Hey, welcome to Misclick Pod. Wait, let me look at it first.
Yeah,
Because I can't
you-
just like go off. Okay. Hey, welcome.
All right, let me narrate. So what you're doing? So right now, what he's doing is he's reading over a little script, for a brand.
Oh yeah,
for every
I
video.
said this earlier too. Whenever I was talking to someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that way, it'll be more automated and eventually be cool, like everybody else. I don't wanna. Well, yeah, try that out and then pass it to him so he can rehearse it in his head. And then
Why is it gotta be me? Why can't
you have a very deep voice, and this is
okay.
how I talk with a deep voice. I
Wait,
sound like a
you
little
want me
I'm
girl.
gonna ad lib it a little bit because the way I said it yesterday, maybe like it sounded a little bit better.
All right, do it up.
Damn,
All right,
he
3,
said, fuck your script.
2.
Welcome to Misclick Media, the podcast you may not have wanted to click on, but hopefully end up staying for. Today we have a couple topics that we want to talk about.
Religion. It's surreal.
Thank you for tuning in. We're gone now.
He's like, I'm out. Fuck this. All right, and now, Kuma, whenever you're ready, and then we can all try and see.
So, you want me to say it word for word, or
No, like if
in
you
my
if you can
personality?
paraphrase it, yeah, you paraphrase.
Okay.
Like
So
your personality.
basically, it'll be like the same way I do my Twitch.
Okay,
stream.
let me count down. That way we can have that on record for future videos.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like copy paste that shit. All right, ready? 3.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Misclick, the podcast you probably weren't looking for, but somehow ended up here by accident. But
Oh shit! All right, how'd you do that? You spoke really loud.
He
That's good.
put his mouth in the
You
microphone.
just put your
Yeah,
mouth. But
I just-
you don't clip like.
no,
That's
I
because
don't
there was
think
no P's in that. He's like,
Yeah.
you better stick around. Like,
so. Hey, you motherfuckers, you better stick around, because I
All
swear to
right,
God,
You like my drawing? All right, cool.
I did. Yeah.
Hey,
like it.
welcome to Misclick, the podcast you probably weren't looking for, but you somehow ended up here by accident.
Because the way I said it was, welcome to, well, it's not really the Misclick podcast, but I said that just by default. It's like,
Yeah.
welcome to Misclick podcast, the podcast you didn't mean to click on, but hopefully end up staying for.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like it.
I mean, yeah, because like
What?
I said,
Let me try this real quick, bro. Hey, welcome to Misclick, the podcast you probably weren't looking for, but somehow ended up here by accident. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about abortion. No, but like, on all honesty, what do y'all think about abortion? Do you think it's pro-choice or like...
look, I have. When it comes down to abortion, I'm a guy. It's not really my decision. I'm not the one baking the fucking thing, so it's not my call. Like, it's just no, I can't. It's like, I don't know. This might be a strange way of putting it, but like, my wife isn't gonna tell me like, oh, don't drive this car because
Makes sense.
I don't want you to have it. And it's like, what
What
the
about
fuck?
you, Milton? What's your perspective? Or Ocean Man? Are we going with nicknames now?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, we'll have little cards in the bottom of the screen for everyone, but yeah, we'll just call each other by name. This is casual.
Casual Tuesday.
Casual Tuesday. I think it really should be left up to the woman to decide what goes on with their own body, really, because in a lot of situations, sure, people are like, oh, it deserves to live and all that, but what kind of quality of life could someone be able to give it if they can't even support themselves in some cases?
Yeah.
And then you give that person the opportunity to have a child, and then they're like, oh, well, you could always give it up for adoption. It's like, well, then you'll be flooding the all of the orphanages, and
Yeah.
then that just lowers the standard for some of the kids that are in the government system for
Yeah,
for all that.
exactly. See, I agree, because if you were to ban or illegalize abortion, then you would create another black market, essentially.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yep.
essentially, the only counter argument is, well, religion says this and that. Religion says this and that. You can't kill a human being, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, if a woman, chick, lady, whatever, gets raped, and she has the seed of, you know, that
someone
person.
she didn't consent to.
Yeah. Then she should have, you know, the choice. To
The
eliminate.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think is it 9 weeks? I'm not sure. 9 weeks before the fetus develops its nervous system and all that. So a lot of counter arguments.
And you can find out way before then.
Yeah.
Well,
for
I don't
sure.
want to say way before, but before the time frame.
Yeah.
And the argument that like, oh, it's alive, it annoys me in a sense because it's like, you know, people are so, you know, against killing what is alive apparently. So I'm like, bro, you know, you could be walking outside and you step on microscopic organisms, you're killing them. Do you feel bad at all for that? I mean, it's like at the same,
like a roach or something.
Well,
like,
yeah, you step on a roach, you don't feel any remorse. It's a fucking pest. I mean, I'm not saying a baby's a pest or anything.
Yeah, that's.
But
totally
I'm saying
It's a parasite.
you know, maybe to some, but
Going to hell.
you know.
Well, it's essentially what it is. It's,
Yeah.
it's subsisting off of its host until after 9 months, and then it births
That is
itself.
the
Yeah.
weirdest description of a child I've ever heard. You fucking parasite. Jesus.
my mom
you
told me that.
You were
but-
sucking on
What
my
the
nutrient tube for 9 months.
Yeah, and then me as like a male, I'm the guy. But like, God, I had to fucking my budget for the month has been skyrocketing because I have to buy you ice cream every fucking day. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
it definitely does take some open-mindedness to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
If you're really close-minded and you know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you know this is not the topic for you, then
Yeah,
obviously you're gonna be against it.
Right.
But
But ultimately, as far as my stance goes, and I'm pretty sure you guys agree, is that it's not up to us. The choice isn't ours to make.
Yeah.
And, you know, say for example, I really wanted a kid. All I can say is I can, you know, assure that I'll be there the entire time, but I can't convince.
Yeah, or
you
force
know,
upon them.
force, yeah. Like
onto someone.
I can't go up to my spouse and be like, no, you're keeping this fucking baby. No, her body is not a possession of mine.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
doesn't belong to me.
She's not your factory.
Right, exactly.
I can't just demand it.
You know, so that's just not
I
the way.
pre-ordered it, bitch. 9 months. I'm expecting it.
see,
I mean, in
that's-
some cases, some people get lucky. They get fucking prime shipping or some shit. No,
Baby
but,
direct.
But yeah, I mean, jokes aside, it is a very serious topic. But as far as I'm concerned, I have no right on telling someone what to do with their body. That
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
that you know involves kids, tattoos, piercings. It doesn't matter. They're not me, and I'm not them. So I can't tell them what to do. Never will.
Very wise, very wise. Yeah, and before we change the topic, I mean, if it was banned, you would have radical people who desperately want this removed.
Oh yeah.
So they'll try to remove it, and
In the most unsafe way
yeah,
possible.
Yeah.
so it's better to do it safe.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you know, the new argument is, well, it's heroin use being legal, because that's the trend in Europe, right? Like
Right.
they have stations where addicts can go
Mhm.
get high quality heroin, which automatically eliminates the dirty heroin, like the very cheap dirty heroin from the streets.
Hmm.
So that removes one of the black markets
Right.
per
Hmm.
se. Yeah.
Which
So that's
and you know, I feel like this is also like a psychological thing, you know, because it's like at this point you don't have to go around searching for sketchy people around, you know, the town or around the city. You could just go to a government facility
A
or something.
dispensary.
A dispensary, you know, and it's the same argument with like, well, not exactly, but I'd argue the fact that like marijuana, right?
yeah.
It's
Well, I
like
mean, at this point, it's
You,
pretty common and pretty
yeah. You
like
I
you
mean,
see the propaganda behind marijuana.
yeah,
That's
like
it.
people, you know, my firm belief is that everyone has to try it at least once. Anyone who hasn't has no right to say it's bad or condemn it, because I mean, if you have no experience in it, like experience in it, how can you say it's bad?
True. I
And-
mean, looking back, the history of like the propaganda, it's
Yeah.
a political movement. Yeah, what's up?
No, like I was just going off of what he like. That made sense. Where it's like if you haven't tried it, and you're just criminalizing it without knowing really all of its effects or anything.
Yeah.
Then it's the same thing with like alcohol. If
But yet it's legal.
right, but it has the ability to impair your judgment. It has the ability to alter you mentally. Some would say even worse than
I mean,
marijuana.
Statistically, people die more to, being an alcoholic than, a marijuana
Smoking
user.
If alcohol was newly introduced, I guarantee it would probably be illegal.
Well,
pretty much everywhere.
Look, I don't know much about history, but they did ban alcohol at a point.
Yeah. Like twice in the U.S.
Which is funny because that same situation of banning alcohol, people still got it one way or another. That's what speakeasies were.
Yeah,
that's the black market that's created when you take something
exactly.
away.
And then
the black market is bad.
Bootleggers, moonshiners, all that.
Yeah, but then when you make it normal or when you legalize it, it starts growing a legitimate market, and people will make money off of it.
Yeah, the quality goes up, and the less cases of people getting hurt.
Right,
consuming,
assaulted, yeah. But I mean, still, I believe that marijuana is still lesser than what alcohol is because, alcohol still impairs someone like a lot, and
it has a lot. It has a lot more long-term effects.
Right, yeah, and I feel like if someone who genuinely criticizes or criminalizes marijuana, who has never tried it, say like. Some old dude is like, fuck marijuana. Shit's the devil's lettuce.
It's always old people.
Yeah. They're like, it's the devil's lettuce. Bro, let them hit.
You're smoking those left-hand cigarettes.
Let them hit one joint. Let them hit one joint, and just see how it plays out. They'll mellow the fuck out. They'll probably laugh at themselves. Like they won't know what the fuck's going on. And it's like. You record that, you document that. It's like, what happened? You tried marijuana, and what did you end up doing? I fucking stayed in the living room and laughed my ass off. Like, it's like, well, there you go. Like, you yourself are not a bad person. You consumed marijuana. That doesn't make you a bad person. You didn't go outside and just,
Yeah, I mean, I do understand the argument against marijuana, though. It's not a legit argument because it's essentially stepping in tobacco's toes.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
yeah.
Because you can not just marijuana, but like the hemp's like leaf, you can create a lot of good things, like biodegradable plastic, for example.
Well, and we're also not like promoting the use of it.
Hey,
we're just discussing whether or not it's like as big a deal as people are making it.
Unless you're in Colorado, then by all means,
go
nuts, bro. Right, and you're of age, but no, and the thing about that is, when the whole vaping scene started coming out, the tobacco company was like, oh fuck,
exactly.
People are starting to they feel threatened.
They're starting to eat into our profit margin,
right? And then
so much money.
They're starting to realize people are using this as an alternative to what we have made for centuries.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, I mean, I feel like there have been incidents on the news where people die from vaping, or let me rephrase this. They die of misuse of vaping, but they don't say that. They just say vaping killed.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all media and marketing. Again, propaganda.
Exactly.
Because you can see this with Bud. If you see the old commercials, you'd laugh my ass off. It's like an older person saying, oh, this is you if you smoke marijuana, and they show like a guy with like a melted brain. That's literally like inaccurate, but old people like they didn't have the internet. We're starting to wake up because we have internet, we have Google. What does marijuana do to you?
I think
that's dumb. That's not true. So it's like
what it is we're in we're in an age where we kind of can make up our own choices, if that makes sense. We will gather the information from multiple sources, and then at the end we can come out with our own outcome.
I want to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
But then we're gonna stop being friends after.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Probably podcast 3. We can prepare for that.
Okay.
Because devil's advocate is essentially countering everything you say.
Right.
So
okay.
Fucking annoying piece of shit.
So.
We're gonna
fuck you,
take
dog.
What? We're still not there. Maybe next time.
Okay. All right. I mean, now I'm curious. Now I'm like legit wondering what the fuck does he have to say,
bro? It's a weird world, man. I mean, okay, moving from if every argument we're gonna have right now, or every discussion, or every topic we bring up to, it's a one company trying to suppress another company. right?
Right.
Tobacco trying to suppress marijuana. Tobacco trying to suppress vaping. Same with electric cars and fuel,
Right.
like fossil fuels.
Mm-hmm.
People thought, oh, electrical cars aren't a thing until like later.
Right.
But we find out that actually this was we were capable of this long time ago.
From
Even
fucking
the fuel cell running on water kind of thing, or like cars operating off of H2O.
mm-hmm.
But that's never discussed. And I'm not trying to be like a conspiracy theorist or anything. It's just like you ask the questions. If it's not mainstream media, we don't know about it, right? That's how the average American
that's how
operates.
it works. Yeah.
And if it's not mainstream media, then what the fuck do we know? Like, we just know what they want us to know. Like,
Right.
hey, look,
yeah.
cool, like commercial. Wow.
I mean, me personally, I mean, I try to stay away from TV, but I mean,
Yeah,
again,
honestly.
we gotten to the point where it's bled over far from TV. At this point, you get ads on anything, Spotify.
Real quick. Mom, this is apple juice, I promise. This isn't alcohol. This is non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
Jamaican happy.
Yeah, it's a virgin.
Jamaican me happy. I get it. All right.
Like
Making me
3
happy.
hours later,
Yeah, I was
the label makes sense.
Yeah. But fuck, you destroyed my train of
No
thought.
me
I
regañes.
don't know what the
Alright.
fuck.
I was from
What
my
was
mom.
I saying?
Sorry.
Where did
I was gonna get
where
my
did I
ass
leave
whooped.
off?
About mainstream media and how we're
Oh, how it's bled over
Yeah.
to just about everything. So it's like you can't escape it anymore.
Yeah.
It basically, you put on a YouTube video, you want to watch some fucking Fortnite compilations or some shit, and all of a sudden you're
like
getting,
how you did it.
Yeah.
Compilations. Oh, I like it.
and you'll end up getting hit with an ad for fucking, I don't know, a presidential candidate or something that puts a seed in your mind that says maybe I should look this up or maybe I should listen to whatever it is they have to say.
I definitely do recommend ABP ad blocker for Chrome and Firefox.
Yeah, just
tired of the-
disable it for your favorite content creators, though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, boys gotta eat too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Adpocalypse, right? That was not a YouTube
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. But
Nah, I still block them.
damn. But no. What I'm saying is yeah, it's hard to escape what the media wants to. Pretty much. And again, it's not a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying this as a conspiracy theory, but really, as a consumer in corporate America, they need a way to dig into your mind and be like, oh, you might be interested in this. Check us out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's just how ads work.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Speaking of ads, my mom came to my room freaking the fuck out. She's like, oh my God, Mijo, they're listening. I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like, I was having a conversation with your dad about X, Y, and Z. We didn't have our phones. The TV was on. Then I opened up Facebook, and that ad is there. Like, I was talking about sneakers, and now I have an advertisement of the specific sneakers I was talking about. I was like, hey, I've been telling you. She's like, oh my God, Mijo, you're not crazy. She hugged me, she kissed me, she spanked me. So let's go.
she runs into his room wearing a tinfoil hat.
I'm with you, Mijo. I'm with you. My mom took you on here. And yeah, advertising, man.
Like burning sage over her phone.
Yeah, incense and shit.
Yeah. She's like, I'll meditate with you, Mijo. Let's go. Okay, mom.
Yeah.
Like a quartz crystal sitting on top of it.
Well, that shit's scary, right? Like,
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I learned what it was because it's like, okay, your devices will listen in on you. It's to gather information so that way media, ads, whatever, it will cater to what it is that you're thinking or what you're feeling.
Same thing with Google searches.
Yeah, it's meant to fucking make you spend money.
I really want to know what Ocean Man has to say because he's been saving something juicy. He's like, dude, bro, let me
Yeah,
talk
it seems like you're.
Oh no, I have something to say about everything that we've been talking about.
You're boiling something over, and I'm a little scared.
No,
It's
It's a fucking ghost.
maybe
Okay.
you didn't put enough.
No, don't
Nah,
fucking
dude,
don't
there's some-
you fucking.
how many
You told me
Dude, there's
just
a
one,
ghost.
and I was like,
Oh,
okay.
well then do 4.
God damn.
Hey, I put 2. Hey, I got y'all.
put 4 on there. and
Nah,
then stick with it.
There's a ghost in here. All right, go.
Yeah, no, like I've seen a lot of people try and like debunk the whole your phone is listening to you, and they get different types of results out of it.
It
But
is a thing. I mean,
it
it's
is,
cool.
yeah, and it's if you were to do a deep dive
Yeah.
into
Conversation.
All right, take 2. Let me see.
It only works if you can see yourself clapping.
No, just the audio. I can sync it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You better not fucking fall.
The
Okay, but terms of service.
yeah, like in Facebook's terms of service, they're allowed to sell anything that you search to other people.
Pretty much.
They're allowed to sell your age, your anything that you have public on your profile. They're allowed to sell that to companies that need advertisements. If you experience a lot of spam phone calls on a daily basis, maybe you have your phone number on your public Facebook page.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's why you get calls that say like telemarketer or
Depending
depending on whatever phone company you have, it'll tell you that it's a spam. It's a number that is being used specifically to either try to sell you something or some sort of advertisement.
See, what really scared me was when I paid $20 to advertise my blogs.
Mm-hmm.
I went deep dive to who I was targeting. It was like 24-year-old, from 16 to 24, whatever, constant shoppers, spend this much time on their computer. They have an iPhone, and they're in either high school or college. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they get that. You can get
it does that.
all of that information from someone's Facebook page.
Yeah.
What college they go to.
I mean, it also works.
What kind of books they're in. That's another thing. Is they're clever
Yeah.
about how they get information out of people too. Because it's like suggest this so people, like-minded people, get to look at your page and they're able to see like what kind of person you are and this and that. And they're like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and put like my favorite books, my favorite movies, my favorite places to go to, and all that.
Yeah.
All this information that basically marketers would love to have.
Yeah. And Facebook will do that. It'll ask you like,
wait, so it's not Tinder anymore? Nobody uses it? What is that? I heard it on TV once.
What, Tinder?
Yeah.
Tinder is
Or
just
Grindr. Was it Grindr?
No, what the fuck? I was like, bro, I'm gonna need to.
Alright, so he didn't know what both of those were.
Yeah. So no. But
app, right?
what I was saying was that like Facebook is very clever with it because they play it off as like, what the fuck are you looking at, bro? Am I hitting the? I don't.
So
No,
there's a fantasma next
I
to
just
you,
keep
bro.
glancing
Like that
over
shit
at
fell, dude.
the wall.
Okay. All right. So no, what I was saying is like Facebook is clever with hiding this shit behind the fact that it's like, oh, you're adding friends. Let's show them what you're into because you're friends. But it's like, no,
They
bitch,
personalize it.
it's
So you can do
you
the work.
gathering data on me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not me sharing what I like to my friends. It's you picking up on shit that I like so you can cater to what I actually like.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't use Facebook.
See, but the biggest question is, do you prefer dark chocolate or milk chocolate? That is something that always bothers me. And then that will define our friendship.
Milk destroys my butthole.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, so
So you don't eat dark chocolate at all?
yeah.
All right, Ocean Man, milk chocolate or dark chocolate? This will depend.
I prefer dark chocolate.
Hey, pass
Like
this on.
one of my favorite.
Pass this to me.
Yeah, we gotta pass it along.
Yeah.
There you go.
One of my favorite snacks actually is just dark chocolate covered almonds.
Yo,
I
okay,
love
so
that,
hold
bro.
up. Off topic. Not really off topic. Off topic from the base that we
Bro,
were
he
just
don't know
talking
what
about
he's saying.
We
Facebook.
just jump from Facebook advertisement. All right.
Yeah, like we were jumping from Facebook.
Hey,
No.
Check your notifications. There might be a dark chocolate ad right now.
You know what?
Bro, what if?
No.
Yo, I love dark chocolate. I would love to buy some dark chocolate right now.
My phone's probably like, bro, who are you?
Dark chocolate sounds good right now. If I had money, I would buy some dark chocolate.
You know, sometimes that shit happens
Some
where
dark chocolate would be great. I have $100 right now. I would buy
some
lot of
dark chocolate.
dark chocolate.
Right, yeah.
Dark chocolate. And if I get an ad later on, I'm gonna screenshot it and send it to you guys.
Hold on. It, like,
I'm like, catching up. Dark chocolate. Let's go have a fucking dark
Let
chocolate.
me mute my phone while I'm here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I muted my. I learned from my past mistakes. So
Episode 1.
for real, my phone was blowing up, and it wasn't even in the same room. It was over there. So I was like, "What the fuck?" I did get an ad from Kroger, which
Starts. This is start, man.
we
You
talked
went
about
for
Kroger because I asked where it was
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked where Kroger was, and I got an answer. Went to go pick someone up. So yeah.
I don't know, man. It gets creepy, but that's the 20.
If chocolate did show up, though, I would have been like, "What the fuck?" But no, you fuckers keep interrupting me. No, you were talking about chocolate and
Yeah. So it's milk or dark.
yeah. Well, I said dark, but
He didn't say nothing. He said destroyed his butthole.
no. Well, yeah. If milk
Mine too.
destroys my butthole, I don't do milk. But
He like, I'm gonna punch this guy. Get him, dude. You're funny, dude.
but like, you ever had those chocolate oranges?
Yeah, they're good.
They're not like oranges, but
From
they're-
Europe?
Are they?
I don't know.
But they open up and their slices that look like a fucking orange. Yeah.
But they're chocolate.
Yes,
They're
exactly.
good. They taste
yes.
like
yeah,
orange.
and they're fucking huge.
They're big.
But aside from that, they did remind me of Wonder Balls. So
What's a Wonder Ball?
oh shit.
Oh, the toy inside?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, they
that's
had like
they're candies inside.
yeah.
It's like a ball and it's hollow and it's got like
Chocolate.
hard candy inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's chocolate, but it's got hard candy inside. And
No,
it was
no
like
toy? No toy?
no,
No Huevito Kinder?
no, that's a Kinder.
That's a
Egg,
Kinder Egg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, I don't play.
which are illegal. They are illegal.
Yeah, no,
Too
they-
many children swallowed those things whole because we're just vacuums for food in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. No, but
Just imagine, like everywhere else, every other country is civilized enough to be like, oh, it's a toy
Oh, a
inside of a
toy.
snack that I'll eat very, very lightly because and appetites are not that great right now. And then every
your-
kid in the U.S. just whole thing in the mouth.
They're like,
Oh, man, dude.
Gluttony at its finest.
Yup.
yeah.
Welcome to America.
Consumerism.
Consumerism.
That's
that's
all.
a-
Yeah, that's all I had to say about the fact, because I was like, bro, I was talking about Wonder Balls, not fuck Kinder.
What
Eggs.
are other like candies that don't exist anymore for
Like
whatever
from
reason?
the '90s, from our childhood.
Yeah. Like,
One thing. Fuck, I forgot to.
Mazapan. What's up?
One thing. I'm saying I forgot to.
Clip it. Yeah, that's fine.
One thing that I it is still around, but I do remember fondly from my childhood.
Fondly. Shit, dude. I want to use big terms. Go ahead. Everybody has
Is the thank you for admiring my vocabulary.
Yeah, dude. You're making me happy.
The Hershey's chocolate chip. It's like white. It's like a white bar.
Okay.
It's got
Like,
like chocolate chip.
Yeah.
know
Oh,
which
I know
ones
what
I'm
you
talking
mean.
about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're still around. It's just they're kind of
I
they're
haven't
like
seen
tucked
one.
away.
I haven't seen one in a
No,
while.
I've seen one. I've seen one like maybe a month ago, but they're not like out in the front anymore. They're like tucked away. Like if you know, again, consumer America, when you go in a checkout aisle, they have fucking candy all in the aisle and snacks and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So they make sure. I forget what the term is.
They're impulse buys.
Yeah. So
That's
but
actually it's actually even what they're called. Like
It's-
when you stock
yeah.
the area, it's the impulse section.
yeah, it's like a
Mhm.
yeah.
Are you sure you don't want this? Are you positive? All right, one more time.
Bro, you sure this? You saw
You're
this
paying
shit
right now. Are you sure?
2 aisles back, and now you're here at the end, so you know you want it.
Like, come on. You
And
know you
then
want
you're
it.
like, oh fuck. You know they should do that with fucking.
You're waiting
beer.
in line too. You're waiting in line too. You're like, maybe I do need a snack. while I'm
Right,
here."
exactly, because you know you're gonna have to be waiting. And they do this shit even at the self checkout line. They'll have like a little itty bitty
Yeah.
thing, and it's like, you really want this Reese's?
Like while you're scanning your things, you stop for a second. You're like,
Yeah, exactly. And then they give you bullshit, like they're like deals. They're like, oh, you buy two for
yeah.
fucking $129. You're like, I guess I can't let this deal
Damn,
pass.
dude, that's actually true.
Yeah,
What the
exactly.
fuck? I
And
never.
then-
I'm sitting here staring at this 2-for-1 deal forever. Am I just not gonna pass up on what
Yeah.
the savings?
And meanwhile, the dude operating the self checkout was like, "Sir, there's like 5 people behind you," and you're like, "Bro, chill. I don't know. These
Like, this is
Reese's
a
look
hard
good."
decision, bro. Hold on, chill out. Give me 5
Right?
minutes.
It's like, bro, you
Yeah.
want to think about it back in the fucking aisle that you saw it at.
Shit,
But yeah, that's exactly why they do that shit. It's because they know they're like, you're gonna have second doubts,
yeah, definitely.
and you're gonna want something sweet. But you're already fighting internally with yourself. Here's some sweets to fucking calm your. And then again, isn't like chocolate supposed to be like a?
An aphrodisiac. And
It's an aphrodisiac.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, daddy's gonna be humping the fucking counter. Damn it,
You're like, bro. You look at the chocolate and you're like, bro, I think I really want to fuck my wife.
Dude, that's a lot of boomers out
I'm
there.
sorry.
Dude. Strawberry covered chocolate.
You're hanging out with your lady, and you're just having a Snickers bar, watching her like cook and clean, just, like rubbing her nipple at the same time. You're just like,
Oh yeah.
something about you today, you're looking tastier.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was like an aphrodisiac. I just figured it something hormonal, yes, but more like
Yeah, no, it
like the happiness hormone.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, that just has to do with flavors. Like when someone eats like their favorite food or like sweets in general, it releases dopamine because
There you go.
they're just like,
Dopamine.
oh
is-
yeah,
that's
happy
what
because I'm happy because I'm eating candy. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to talk real quick because we're still on the subject. Comfort foods. That shit's
Oh.
dangerous because the moment you establish a comfort food that you know is not good for you, you're just like, bro. Like
Vincent, what is your comfort food?
my
Now I'm
comfort
curious.
food, I'd say, is like I don't want to, bro. I don't want to sound fat. Bro, just get a fucking sandwich, a chicken sandwich from McDonald's,
Okay.
and a fucking double cheeseburger, and just fucking make that shit just
Oh,
and just
gangbang. I'm
da-
a gangbang, dude.
Exactly. There you go.
Haven't had
So
one in a
and
while.
it's so you can down.
Is that a Houston thing only?
It's
I
a
think
comfort
maybe.
food for me.
I
I
think
think
it is.
so.
Probably.
I mean, gangbang, is that like a Houston thing?
Probably.
I feel like if you go somewhere else,
Everybody,
they'll look at you like, what the
I
fuck?
want to ask the audience if you guys call a McChicken, because I don't want to call it just a chicken sandwich.
It's hot and
McChicken,
spicy down here in the south. I'll tell you that.
and a double cheeseburger, and you smush them together. What do you call it? Because down here we have a name for it. So if you guys call it the same thing, if you guys call it the McGangbang, sound off in the comments below. Let us know, please, because it's very interesting. Because the thing is, when I went to Florida, I was visiting Florida. I asked for a fucking spicy chicken sandwich, and they looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They were
Hey,
like,
wait, real quick, and all two of you, could you also click like, please?
all two of our views.
So yeah, so
Probably
liking,
us.
liking the video, commenting, maybe subscribing because you accidentally ended up here. That
Misclick.
would be great. But anyways, back to my story. When I was in
You want
Florida,
another one, bro?
yeah.
back to
this one or that one? I'm gonna give you this one.
I'll give me the other one. I already had one of those.
You have one?
man, fuck this story. I don't even want to say it no more, man. What the
Go
fuck?
ahead. Well, they're listening. You're close to the mic. I'm back. I'm over here.
I'll open up over here so it won't spill. Oh, never mind. You already got it.
Yeah. Too late.
All right, bro. Tell me your story, bro. I'm so intrigued. Man.
Nah, fuck that. if the watchers want to hear it, they have to comment down below.
Dude, I'll comment right now. I'll let you know.
No, go see you, sorry.
No, okay. So, anyways, as I was traveling to Florida, when I was in Florida, I went to a McDonald's in Orlando, and I was traveling with a group, you know, and when it was my turn to order, I guess everybody ordered the basic shit, just like a fucking
A Big Mac.
a quarter pounder or something, whatever,
Number 2.
something. And I was being a cheap motherfucker, so I was like, bro, a spicy McChicken's like $1, so I'll get a spicy chicken sandwich. And so when I got up to the counter, I was like, okay, can I get a spicy chicken sandwich? And they were like, what? They like looked at me for a hot minute, and I was like,
Wait,
That's
what
that-
do they call
that's
it again?
They don't have spicy chicken
yeah,
sandwiches.
they don't have a spicy chicken sandwich. That exactly. That's why when
What the
when I
fuck?
walked
That
up there
sucks.
and I said a spicy chicken sandwich, they were like, where are you from? Like, they didn't even say, sorry, sir, we don't carry spicy. They just straight up clowned me and said, where are you
What?
from? And I was like, I'm from Texas, bro. Like, I'm from Houston. And they were like, oh, okay, that explains it. We don't serve spicy down here. And I was
What
like,
the
you motherfuckers are from the South. How the fuck you gonna tell me you don't have
Oh.
spicy shit in Florida? You have like the hottest Cubans and the fucking.
You need some spice.
Let's just omit that. But anyways, like, but yeah, it came as such a fucking a culture shock.
A culture
That's
shock in your own
weird,
country.
dude.
Yeah, because it's like, what the fuck? How do you not have a spicy chicken sandwich? And then they were laughing. You know, they called over their buddies, like, bro, check out what this fucking. dude
Damn,
was
they were
ordering."
mocking
Every-
you.
yeah,
They were
like,
clowning on you.
exactly.
Jackson riding in on
Yeah.
his horse.
Dang.
Hey, bro, Old Town Road's back that way. But no, like, so they called over the boss. They're like, "Hey, bro, what do you want to order again?" I'm like, "A fucking quarter pounder, bro." Like, the fuck out of here.
And they're like, ah.
Yeah.
Wait, it's a quarter pounder on Burger King or?
No, it's just a quarter pound
it's
sandwich.
Just, it's just-
Oh, okay. So
it's a
that's not
size,
bad.
bro. But anyways, yeah. So what they ended up doing, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Especially because it's Florida, so the fucking money is different.
Just give you a bunch of packets of pepper.
No,
Make
so,
your own.
And I even asked, I was like, yo, do y'all have like at least like a Chipotle sauce or something? They're like, nah, we don't put that on anything. What you could have, if you want, is like the barbecue sauce. And I was like, you're fucking dumb, bro. You're just gonna give me an oversized chicken nugget. No, they didn't even have buffalo sauce.
Huh.
They have buffalo sauce?
They didn't have buffalo
Man,
sauce.
I
We're not
wanna
even
go.
from Buffalo, New York, and we got.
Yeah, well,
The
okay.
fuck?
Did they not have wings in there in Florida
I-
either?
I don't know. But
Bro, I don't want to go to Florida anymore.
The point is, though, they did give me. I did order a quarter pounder, but as a joke, they gave me a chicken sandwich, like a sorry ass little chicken sandwich in a fucking, in the.
Like,
the
hey,
back.
we're throwing hands. Who the fuck made this?
And then I was like, fuck it, free food. It's like a free buck sandwich. So I opened it up, and I was like, okay, the patty, because the patty looks kind of reddish down here because it's spicy. Fuck.
Yeah.
That shit was like white. And then I flipped it over, and they like fucking came all over that burger. Like it was mayonnaise up the fucking ass. Like it was just. I was like, this is gross, bro.
That's nasty.
That's disgusting.
They like it
So-
saucy.
Yeah,
That's fucked up, dude. They bullied you. Man.
They did. They bullied the
Fuck,
shit out of
dude.
me. So
like not only
Like-
like I'm like before that.
So no,
Bro, let him
all
talk.
I was gonna say is McDonald's on International Drive, Orlando, Florida. Go fuck yourselves.
Dude, yes, please.
That's it. So if
And
anyone's
send pics.
watching that worked at that McDonald's at around 2009, 2012, go fuck yourself. Just saying.
Ditto.
Anyways, go ahead.
Like you had like a bit of a culture shock going to McDonald's in Florida and them not having a spicy chicken sandwich. Imagine someone from like a completely different country showing up to the U.S. and be like, "Excuse me, sir, but do you have the chicken curry today?"
Chicken curry.
What do you mean you don't?
It's like, I do not see the chicken curry on the menu.
Like,
And they're like, "We don't have that here." Well, do you have baba ganoush at least?
I'm like, "So get the fuck out of here."
I'm calling the police.
This motherfucker's speaking in tongues. I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
Talk about babas and ganoush.
Bro, I've seen John Wick. I know what a Baba Yaga is. Leave me alone.
Hey, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a shoe at
Yeah.
him.
But no, so that was rough. So
Damn, bro. Fuck.
yeah. I like where we're at though. We get the fucking
We got a little bit of everything here.
yeah, so
Got 4 seasons in one day, bro. Who cares that shit, man?
yeah, you fucking in the morning it's like raining crazy, and then fucking in the afternoon it's like hot and humid and terrible. But then like towards the night it's like, fuck, why am I
Snowing?
freezing? Yeah. Yeah, so it's insane.
Never in all of like the year, it's like around the winter that I have to flip my AC between heater and cooling so often.
Yeah. And it's funny because I feel like imagine like an electric company being like, damn, look at the fluctuation.
What's the thing? It's like I have a gas heater, so it's like
Oh.
like during the summer my electrical bill is really high and then my gas is really low, and in the winter it just inverses.
Yeah,
Oh, shit, dude. That's crazy, man.
That's
Houston
funny.
weather. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
what is the worst Houston weather if you're from Houston that you've experienced besides Hurricane Harvey?
Yeah,
That's-
besides
forget it.
flooding, because I'm pretty sure
Like, we were all like pretty bad.
we all pretty much have to deal with floods, except for anyone who owns a truck. Cheers to you, because damn, you can get through anything.
Unless you lower it and then you
Unless
Oh,
you're
man.
un-
South
yeah,
Houston?
unless you're a, let me say this in the most loving way possible. If you're a fucking tacuache, all I have to say is your fucking truck is gonna get stuck, and it defeats the purpose of a fucking
having a
truck. Go fuck yourself.
You turn a utility vehicle into like a vanity item.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You could have a nice ass 2019 GMC Sierra just looking fucking clean.
Sponsor.
I'll see it 1 week, and then the next week it's like
Drop.
slammed, and I'm
Oh,
like,
my. That's South Houston right there. Oh man, a lot of those guys are like, oh fuck,
God.
dude, you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, bro.
It's all right. I mean, you have your own
If
style.
it,
but
look, I don't care what you do. I'm just gonna think it looks silly. I'm not the one paying for your fucking truck to look like a fucking.
hey, no more. Like,
Honestly, I don't think
saying.
anyone who has that lifestyle be watching this kind of podcast
Yeah.
anyway.
They'll be like, oh, fuck those cats.
refineries and that.
You
That's
know?
why.
So all I'm saying is, if you lower your truck, just realize that you must have money, bro, because you're gonna be hitting all sorts of shit.
Yeah, especially here, dude. You gotta swing left and right, bro.
Yeah,
There are so many potholes in Houston.
You
Yeah.
cannot just go straight.
Which
Even the highways aren't even.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
45. dude,
Look,
hell nah,
I
dude.
have a lowered car. My car's pretty low. I smack the shit out of potholes and it hurts every single time. But I'm not as heavy as a fucking
Truck.
yeah, a Chevy Silverado,
3.5
a Ford
ton.
F-250, or a GMC Sierra. I am not as heavy as them. So the fact that they'll smack, I'm like, bro, your oil pan or your fucking cat, it like all that shit. And by cat, I mean catalytic converter. I don't mean
catalytic
Like a
motherfucking
meow.
converter.
yeah.
What is that?
So a cat is what is it? It
A catalytic converter, it takes exhaust and it burns off most of what would normally go out into the atmosphere.
yeah.
A
so that-
catalytic motherfucking converter, bro.
It
I got
balances out
It's
emissions.
so you can pass your inspection, or else your fucking fumes are gonna be like,
toxic as shit.
yeah, they'll be like, nah, bro.
You don't have a cat, you're ripping a hole in
All
the
I'm
ozone.
saying- yeah, and anyone who has a straight pipe,
catalytic converter. Hey, check
It's
your
cool,
phone.
but
yeah,
Hey.
I'm not gonna say shit because
Check your phone for ads.
for catalytic
converter.
converters.
It's in your Amazon shopping cart
Oh,
right now.
shit,
What the?
what the-
It's weird.
I don't need a cat. I already got one. Or
Damn.
do I?
Do you? Oh,
Hey, bro, shut up.
comment down below. Hey,
If you didn't have one, I'd probably
Wait, I
hear you
wonder-
from like the corner of the neighborhood. I already
Yeah.
hear you from like
Yeah.
down the street.
I wonder if we bring too loud and the people inside or the people outside are.
I don't know. No, because
No,
I'm,
when
I
I
doubt
say,
it.
hey.
I mean, I am.
no, like maybe people on the outside barely could hear.
hear.
I mean, if anything, all they
Somebody
somebody that passes by on the outside is just hearing "fuck you." And it's like, whoa, what
Whoa,
the
shit, all right. I was gonna come.
I didn't do anything, but all right.
yeah. Now I'm calling the cops.
Motherfucker. All right,
Yeah,
bro.
that's verbal assault. But yeah, just if you're at Tocache and you're out there watching us,
You're so serious. Like so chat, so serious. But if you're to watch it, fuck
I'm just
yourself. Yeah, I second that. Yeah, man. I mean, I like this podcast a lot better than the episode one.
Yeah,
We're just
well,
like, what? Wait, no.
Yeah,
It's a little bit more relaxed of a vibe too, or how you're having a couple of drinks.
Yeah, except for this fucking ghost that keeps fucking me up with
And
this.
this guy bumping my knee every time.
You're the one bumping my knee,
He's
man.
grabbing
Fuck
my
you.
knee, bro.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
over here
hello?
hitting my knee. He's like,
Yeah, bro, it's a
It's
knee.
the ghost.
oh yeah,
Oh,
you're being
dude.
possessed, bro.
Nah, bro, aquí sí espantan, bro.
And he was the one that did.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Do you believe in ghosts?
All right, do you want a spiritual answer? Do you want a basic answer, or do you want an?
I want a
in-depth,
fucking
do you want a
logical
third,
answer. I
Fourth
want-
let me take out my jacket.
I'm just
bro.
asking for your opinion.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
want
looking
a
for a.
fourth dimension answer? Do you want a fifth dimension answer?
No, I
I'm
want-
saying, yeah, I believe in ghosts.
Okay.
Okay. Why?
Like, did something happen to you?
Yeah,
believe
bro.
in
When I
ghosts?
was little, I was possessed, bro.
You were possessed.
I would walk, sleepwalk.
That's just called sleepwalking.
No,
Yeah.
I would no, I would sleepwalk. My parents would try to wake me up.
Huh?
I couldn't wake up. They would pick me up and slap me. Still wouldn't wake up, right? And then
Did they
When-
stab
That's
when
called
you, when
abuse.
that didn't
no,
work?
when I would wake up, I'd start screaming and crying to the point where I made my older brother and sister cry. And that
Okay.
happened for like a couple months. They had to take me out. They did all that like herb shit and the egg and all that shit.
Marinated you.
Yeah.
So it turns. You know how I told you in episode 1 that I was an accident?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm Lucifer's child, bro.
Okay.
Maybe
You are
I'm
the
Satan's-
tamest
Yeah.
reincarnation of
Then,
the devil.
damn
ever.
it! Please send me to hell if people are like him.
Bro, maybe I'm Satan's son. Nah, we're gonna get a lot of
Jesus.
dislike. It's just
No.
a joke. I'm so sorry. Like, I believe in God and the spiritual guides. And
His art reactor. Because it was poisoning him.
back on topic about the spiritual.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I believe in ghosts. I'm just not afraid of them. Because some people are like, oh yeah, the hauntings and this and that. I'm like, I want to experience some of that.
But what if let's say you're asleep, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're just like vibing, you know, you
Uh-huh.
just pop the good one, you're really tired and shit.
Okay.
And you're just like nice and cuddled in your bed, right, in your pillow.
Yeah.
But then you hear something in the window, and you're in the second motherfucking floor, right?
I would think it's
And
a
then
bird.
and then you open the window, and all you see is this,
Like
like
somebody,
this,
somebody looking out at you.
and
and then it's
would
gone.
you be scared? I would poop my pants, bro.
I'd freak out, and then I would attribute that mostly to be like, did I just have a weird fucking dream?
Hey, real quick, no bullshit. That happened to me last year, my
Yeah.
old house. So it turns out I was asleep. I heard this in my window. I opened the window. It's a big old, no racial, big old black guy. I'm like, what the fuck? I go to the living room. My dad's like, hey, someone knocked on my window too. I'm like, I don't know. He opens the door. He says a big old black dude. He closes the door. He was scared, dude. Then we see like 7 police cars come out. And then we see all the neighbors outside. Because
So-
he did that to all of them. It turns out he thought he was running away from someone. He was probably like on some shit. Like, you're going to kill me. You're going to kill me. And the police told us that a kid opened that he did the same thing to a kid's window. He opened the window and that he started crying and freaking the fuck out. Everybody was outside. Sounds like a lie. Shit was scared.
No. I believe you, but
I thought I was
you
going to get
know-
mugged in my own house.
See, that's the fear of an actual human being, though. That I can relate to. Yeah, fuck that. But
I can relate to a crackhead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can relate to the fact that I wouldn't want a crackhead to just fucking show up outside of my window. But living in the great state of Texas, I own weapons.
Yeah, I'm
So-
surprised he didn't get shot, honestly.
Castle laws.
All my neighbors
Yeah,
were like,
exactly. It's like, bro, you come up to my house at like I don't get, bro, you getting capped.
bro, I had the machete ready, but they didn't let me. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
Yeah,
It's funny that you say that my house is haunted because everyone thinks my house is haunted because my house might be haunted.
Dude, there's someone behind you right now.
So hold
yeah.
on.
I can see the spirit.
You had asked both of us if we believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
And you said
that I believe
that
in
you
ghosts.
believe in it.
I'm just not afraid of them.
Okay.
And I've had spiritual encounters.
And was it here?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah. Once here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when was the first time you actually?
Yeah, tell us about your experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a couple of times, and they were like
I'm talking about the first one. The
Alright,
very
can I
first
put
one.
blue light so it could be scarier?
the first one.
I'm gonna put some blue
if
light.
you want.
You
So
can
you
keep
continue
talking.
talking,
Yeah,
okay,
I can hear it.
The first time that I ever had a spiritual experience here, I've only had maybe 2 personally.
Okay.
But the first time I had a spiritual experience here, it's kind of like how everyone else like is afraid to like walk in the dark in their own house. Like if you like me and I have stairs,
Mm-hmm.
you have to turn off the light eventually.
Right.
And so like to turn off the light and then run up the stairs is usually like the thing whenever you're a child.
Right.
I had a very hard feeling that I was
Whoa.
being watched
Okay.
at some point, like going up my stairs. And then from then on out, I was just freaked out about just being in the dark and on my stairs.
Okay.
But the second time that happened was actually recently. It was
How recent?
a year and a half ago.
Okay.
That's not that recent. That's recent.
That's pretty recent.
That's months.
And again, this is personally because I've had friends spend the night, or even like my own girlfriend who feels like she's heard noises or like doors open, or there's people who have been like, yeah, I spent the night at your house and I heard someone like walking around and like everyone was asleep, so I don't know how that could be a thing, or a door opened that was no way that it could have been opened by anyone else, you know.
Fucked up, dude. Might be.
But the other time that I had an experience was I came home from work. I was working at a mechanic at the time, so I was exhausted, and it was the middle of summer. So I come home, I'm all tired, I'm sweaty, and before I take a shower, take off my clothes, and I want to lay on the bathroom floor because it's cold, feels good.
What the fuck?
I was
I've
like,
never done that shit.
What kind of ritual is this? This motherfucker just
Like
I usually
no,
poop
no.
before I shower. You
No.
fucking lay down
Yeah, he's
naked.
got
That's not what I do all the time.
He's
It was just,
possessed, bro.
like I said,
Is it on your back or on your belly?
On my
'Cause I get
back.
butt ass
Okay.
naked with your
it's just shirt off and pants off. Like I'm still wearing my socks and underwear.
Okay.
But it's just like I'm really hot and
so
sweaty.
you're regulating your body temp.
Yeah,
Okay.
before I go and take a shower, because like if you take a cold shower,
So you're not
and
laying
your
down
body's-
flat.
With your pee-pee touching
your
the
pee-pee
floor.
touching.
no, it was my butt.
All
touching
right,
the
so he's
floor.
not laying flat. Hey, by the way, this is Instagram. Hey,
Yeah, yeah, but
telling scare stories. real quick.
so It was hot, and I wanted to cool off real fast before I jumped in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to be sweaty in the shower, because I take warm showers, and I just defeats the purpose. If I'm going hot into a shower, I'm gonna end up sweating in the shower and coming out sweaty. So I was like, I'll cool myself off first. So I laid on on the bathroom floor, and I wasn't sure if I had the front door open to my room, but the bathroom door was closed.
Okay.
And I was laying there, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is nice. And then I felt like a little like tickle on the back of on the bottom of my foot, because I had my feet like near the door.
So you had the door to your room closed, but the bathroom door.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I had the door to my room closed or not, because I didn't.
But
really
did you
think
have
about
your
it.
bathroom?
Hey,
My bathroom door was closed,
Oh,
and
okay.
my feet were near like the base of the door, and so as I was laying there, I just felt like a little like on the bottom of my foot.
That's a cucuy, bro. When I fuck with that
And I was
shit.
just like, hey, don't do that. I'm like trying to relax right now.
Uh-huh.
And then like 2 seconds later, again, a little and then I like kicked my foot. And I was like, seriously, you're pissing me off. And I thought it was Charlotte. And then like I hear the door close. And so I was like, I guess I'll go ahead and yell at her later for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for like tickling my feet, because I hate that.
So.
And like I come out of the shower,
Mm-hmm.
and I go over there and I'm like, I'm mad at you. And she's like,
Were you
why?
butt naked
What did
or
I
with
do?
a towel?
Towel. And
Man,
and I walk over to her and I'm like, I'm mad at you. And she's like, why? What did I do? I'm like, tickling my feet when I'm trying to just like chill out on the bathroom floor after work. And she's like, I wasn't even in here.
Oh shit, dude! I have.
And I was like, well, because we have 2 cats. I'm like,
Probably then.
were the cats in the room? And she's like, no, the cats were with me in the other room.
Fuck.
And no one else was home, and the door closed. And I was like, huh. There's a ghost fingering my foot while I'm trying to take a shower.
I don't look. I mean, yeah, it could have been spooky at the time, but
I wasn't even afraid. I was just like, well, that's an annoying way to haunt me.
Well,
I'd
maybe
be
not
fucking
spooky,
shit and break.
but
Yeah.
like,
Me persino.
I still think I'm like, it could have just been your cats. Maybe she didn't keep her eye on one. One just ran up. You scared it off when you kicked the door.
The thing is, the door to our bedroom closed, and she didn't go into the bedroom. She thought I closed it.
Or maybe you were just super extremely tired that.
Yeah.
No. I was. I drove home and everything. It wasn't like I was super. Like that wasn't like.
Yeah, but I mean, at
tired.
that point, you're kind of meditating.
Yeah, you're
Laying
just like,
down,
it's also
you're-
like, oh.
No, I wasn't even laying down for very long. It was like 15 seconds.
Right, but
Bro, he's haunted.
but
bro.
it was
Just leave alone.
it was a method of relaxing, right? Just to
I mean, I was on my phone.
Okay.
I was just laying on the floor on my phone. Like I wasn't like trying to meditate or anything. I was just trying to cool my body down. Was all.
Right.
So I was completely like
I mean,
sane mind.
rationality.
I don't
kinda
know.
takes
I don't know.
over,
I
and I'm like,
I'd be
I
scared.
completely thought it was a cat, but then again, it's like it didn't feel like a paw. It felt like a finger, like a
Like
single finger.
Oh fuck! No, that's even scarier.
That's why I was like,
Because
who
if
the-
it was just like a brush, oh, it's whatever.
no,
if it's a
it felt
fucking
like someone
finger, like-
deliberately was like,
Did you feel
Perception.
pressure behind it? Yeah.
yeah, no, it was like a deliberate, like it felt like someone like really quickly like
Oh fuck! No,
it didn't
dude.
feel like a claw, it didn't feel like a paw or like a pad. It felt like a finger.
I like to leave it all to coincidence, but if there was a spiritual being or whatever anywhere in this house, that's fucking hilarious.
Bro,
Yeah,
let's bring
no.
the week out. Let's see
He's-
what's up, right?
like,
Yeah, right?
It
Yeah,
isn't
no.
whoever.
I'm
What if
totally-
if it is if my house is haunted, and I have a spirit here. At least they don't like mess with me in a bad way.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
like little
Me,
little joke board. Let me tickle this guy's feet. I'm like,
yeah.
hey, can you give me a massage next time?
so when it comes to ghosts, the idea of ghosts for me, it's mostly psychological. I don't personally think like I'm like, oh, whatever. It's cool to go to like an abandoned place. And
It's
be
not
like,
fucking cool, bro. I would be shitting myself.
But because I mean, think about like, yeah, it to me,
You guys are
ghosts.
brave.
I've been a couple haunted places.
Ghosts
You guys are brave.
to me are a novelty. It's just something to psych yourself up, to be like, oh, I'm of the mindset that if you go out looking for scary shit, you're gonna end up finding scary shit. You put yourself in a
Okay, I
mindset
get that.
you
That's what's up.
that you want to see something, you're going to see something. Whether it's real or not, you won't know, because at this point your mind is already prepping you to feel some sort of way, to anticipate something that probably wasn't there in the first place.
I can see it. But I don't think that's what Milton was doing. I think he was just tired. He laid down.
No, yeah.
And someone fingered his fucking foot, dude.
It's a funny thing. I was telling Charlotte about that, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like she believes that the house is haunted. I'm like, it could be, maybe not. I don't know. But also because she's also experienced some things that she couldn't explain either.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
Shit.
Funny thing though, because like I said, I've been to a couple haunted places before. One of the places that I went.
Charlotte, and Charlotte is his girlfriend.
Charlotte's my girlfriend.
Currently living in the same home.
Yeah. But no, like I mentioned, I went to a couple haunted places, and one of the haunted places I went to is I forgot where it is in Texas. It's only maybe a 40-minute drive from here.
Okay.
And apparently, it's a road that is between two highways. It's just a road that crosses over a bridge, and if you were to park your car there, apparently there was a war at some point during a skirmish during the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
That was taking place there, and the spirit of soldiers from the Civil War and like the sounds of cannon fire and all that could be heard when you are there alone with no other noise, because again it's like there's like one highway on a far end of the road, another highway on the opposite end of the road, and this is just the only way they can get from one highway to the other.
Right.
Fuck.
So there's no really ambient noise either. Like you can't really hear the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so we drove up, parked there. It was me and like three of the friends, and people have claimed that you can hear the sounds of like tapping on your window or on your door, and it's one of those things too where like you can cover your car with like baby powder or something, and you'll see handprints.
Fuck no.
Okay, so
all right, real quick. I know I'm all tall, 6 foot shit, and like juicy and bulky and good looking and shit. I'm a little bitch. We're gonna have to change the subject, dude. I'm fucking scared right now.
I'm saying
fucking paw prints or whatever.
Well, hold on.
Hell
Let me debunk that, because
dude, my butt cheek hair is sticking up right now. That's how scared I am right now, dude.
Yeah. I've seen people do that. They're like, oh look, there are handprints on the car. We just put this, but it's like, okay, but humans produce oils.
Wait, so you were actually there?
Yeah, this is something we did.
Oh fuck, man.
We didn't do any of that. We just went and parked there.
But I mean, to put your mind at ease about the whole handprint shit, there are oils that you produce, and it stains, and so when you put something over, I mean,
it'd be different if like
if they manifest. If handprints definitely manifest, after you like say the hood is fucking clean, right, and all of a sudden handprints just start appearing, then I'd be like, okay. That I can't explain because it fucking it looks like you put pressure.
There's a rational explanation for everything,
right?
Up
exactly.
to a degree.
Unless that happens, then I'm like, bro, I can't explain that shit. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I am a person that does not believe in ghosts, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to take my chances because I may not believe in ghosts, but I do believe that there are things that we can't quite understand.
There are forces of nature.
Yeah.
Forces of nature.
Let me put on my BBC documentary voice. There are forces in nature that we can't quite understand.
Yeah, that was good, dude.
Yeah, but so we went there. We parked there. We spent like a good hour there just to see if we would experience anything. It was creepy, but aside from like just normal noises of like the woods, it was like a thud against like the car door was all, but it just easily been like a bird,
like something
or
something bumping into it.
Yeah, or I don't know. Like it could have been anything. It literally could have been anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a really noticeable like a crash. It was just like a dunk. It could have even been like heat.
Right.
Making the metal like
expand.
For like a second.
I'm trying to sound smart.
He's like trying not to fucking shake all shit.
And I looked up this area too to see like what are ghost stories that are from there, and people were saying that that's where I saw like the handprints things and all that, and people were saying that make sure you don't open your door there because there's a chance that spirits can get into your car and they will follow you home.
Wow, that's fucking okay.
That's how you got home.
I told that to Charlotte. I told her Charlotte. She was like, "How long ago was that?" I'm like, "That was when I was in high school." Oh,
hey, don't make that noise, bro. I was about to shit brick.
I was like, "Yeah, that was like 8 years ago."
Hey, real quick, thanks for the eargasm. I love your voice.
Thank you.
I've had a lot of like weird, creepy stuff happen in Carlos's house, one of our friends. he could probably tell you better than me.
Mm.
So that's why I believe in ghosts.
Well, fucking
Like
Skype
doors
him right now.
fly open, doors flying open, and like me knocking and him being in the shower and someone moving his clothes to the kitchen, stuff like that, and him being at home alone. Scary shit. Can't explain it unless he deliberately put him in the kitchen. Now I'm putting my clothes right here. I'm gonna go shower. Doubt it.
I mean,
Because he's in the second floor.
it's possible, but I mean, it is kind of dumb.
Bro, I feel like
counterintuitive.
we should go to like a no.
No, he just said it. Yo, no,
you guys should go to the
this one.
haunted place.
Chat.
Confirmed.
Yeah, anyone.
We're
who's-
taking this podcast into the woods one day.
Oh,
Okay, if we
God.
get 500 likes, I probably won't go. They'll
No,
probably-
what the fuck?
I'm a bitch, bro. I'll
Yo,
be honest, dude.
What? How many likes will it take?
5,000,
5,000 likes.
and then I'll go.
5.
Dude, I told you
1,000
I used to be
likes.
possessed. I don't want to visit Father Lucifer again,
Bro, just fucking go. First
I
of all,
lose
let
it.
me ask this. Hold on. Have you been baptized?
Yes.
Then you're
Confirmed.
fucking. What the fuck? What are you afraid
Baptized,
of?
confirmed,
What are-
everything. I'm
yeah,
ready, bro.
You're good to go.
I'm wife material right now, bro. I'm
What?
good.
No, then you're good to go. I've been baptized.
I'm not good to go. I'm gonna fucking cry and shit. I don't want the
Look,
podcast
bro.
to see that.
Don't be afraid of what's not there.
Dude,
That's you
okay,
attacking yourself.
Do you meditate?
I sleep.
Okay, no.
I dream, if that's what you're asking.
Then no, bro. There's a whole nother world, bro, out there. And,
Well, do you meditate?
Hell yeah.
Well, then
bro,
there you go.
every
What are you
night.
afraid of?
You experience a lot more higher frequencies that way, my friend.
Are you talking about like
Hello?
out of body experiences and things like that?
Not just out of body experience, more shutting your mind. But when you shut your mind, you experience higher frequencies, attitude, emotions, mood
Okay.
shifts.
Oh, I thought you were saying like
Spirit.
radio waves. I was like,
No, yeah,
look,
radio
look,
waves
look,
too. I mean,
if-
all
Okay.
the thoughts are like. Okay, what's up?
What I'm thinking is, say we get to 5,000 likes. We go to a haunted location.
Wait, no. How about not a haunted look? I'll be down for the forest if we bring your gun.
Damn.
Hey, bro, no. Like,
yeah, we got a lot of
that's
it. We
I
got a
mean,
lot of
yeah.
expensive equipment. We need to protect somehow.
Okay, I
And
mean,
no,
I
like,
could bring a gun. I
I've
can
been
bring my
jumped before,
handgun.
bro. I don't want to get jumped again. You
Yeah.
bring your gun. I'll feel safe. I'll
Okay,
stay with
I can
you.
bring a handgun. I have a fucking
I'll bring my
license. Don't worry
machete,
about it.
bro. Fuck it. All right.
But anyways, that's the perks of living in Texas. But anyways, what I'm afraid of is the fact that yes, you are more in tune spiritually with yourself. What the fuck was that? Someone
Parked.
Okay.
Dude, I was
Oh.
about to run.
But
Let's just
what
all in favor of changing the subject.
the thing is, you're more in tune spiritually, so I feel like maybe you might pick up on things that we don't pick up on.
Bro, if you start seeing me like flicker my eyes and like they go like completely white, you're gonna think I'm gonna have a seizure.
No, I'll just shoot you, bro. Like,
No,
what
you
the-
think I'm gonna have a seizure and shit, and then you're gonna call the ambulance. The ambulance.
Yeah, no, of course. If you're freaking
Do
the fuck
not
out,
call the
if
ambulance.
he's freaking the fuck out, if he's like actually panicking, and something
like this?
something's wrong. If you start speaking in Latin, I'll be like,
Nombre del Padre, del Hijo, del Espíritu Santo. What
that's
if I start
Spanish.
saying
That's not Latin.
Espíritu Santo is Spanish?
But anyways, I mean, yeah, if you start becoming less of yourself, and we start picking that up,
All right, so ghost is my biggest fear. What is your biggest fear?
me, the unknown.
So ghost.
No, ghosts are not unknown because it's what you play in your mind. It's something you make up to just be there. Again, say for example, when the only time someone ever brings up the topic of ghosts is whether they believe in it or not.
Have you lived
or-
in Mexico? Oh,
or
shit.
that
Yeah,
something has
okay.
happened.
Mm.
Like, and that's it. And then at that moment, that exact moment somebody mentions that word, that's when you start thinking about it. That's
Well,
when you start
it's not even
manifesting
that
it in your
though.
mind.
A lot of the times it's just you're completely neutral, like when he was laying down, and then some weird shit happens. It doesn't kick in. The fear doesn't kick in until after you realize what happened, and then it turns into anger. Like what the fuck,
Well,
right? Because you're completely neutral.
what ghosts?
Yeah, I'm completely neutral about it.
Here's the thing about ghosts. What I believe ghosts are is
Energy.
an explanation to something that they don't know. If they can't explain or if they can't rationalize what happened, or don't take into consideration coincidences and variable factors that could have caused whatever it was that caused whatever they're freaking out about, they have nothing else to say other than ghost.
That's a good definition. My definition of a ghost is a spiritual being or frequency in a different dimension between ours.
Okay.
So it's like
So
you know when
it's like energy,
essentially energy or frequency.
right?
Yeah.
Because it can't be.
It's not physical. It's consciousness.
Well, it's not that big.
It's recording.
Well, yeah, it's recording, but you put yourself slightly off. Like when
That's good. It's alright.
you put the battery back in, it was like, a little bit.
I don't know. So cool. Fucking no me vean.
Yeah, see him fucking biting his nails.
So it's like, I
as soon
mean,
as you lean back, you're out of camera.
no, I'm not even like scared of ghosts. TBH, I'm just doing this for the podcast.
he said it.
I'm
He said
being
he's not scared. So we're getting this to 5,000 likes. We're going to haunted hospital.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's go
No
to a
te
building.
la pases, güey. What the fuck? What?
Let's go to a building.
Yeah, like
Let's
a
go
haunted
to
building.
A haunted building.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need a basic ass setup. How about next year? If we go big, 5,000 likes.
Because we can get like a generator.
Bro, we just invest a lot of money in this.
Yeah, you're
I don't want to get possessed, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
He
trying
did.
to make some profit back.
Look,
Hell
how
no.
about this? We, depending on how things go, and if we can get at least 3 videos to 5,000.
Okay.
Okay.
That's easy.
If
bro.
that happens by the end of this year, by October, we should do a Halloween special like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
it's spooky month.
No,
so,
yeah, not bad. Not bad.
So, but again, it's not up to us. It's up to you guys out there. If you really want to see this happen, if you really want to see one of us, more than likely not me, shit his pants.
Probably not me. I'm
then,
pretty strong.
Then yeah. So that's
That's just over here like.
that's what we're going on. But yeah.
Nah, I mean it
So-
is what it is. It's as long as there's no physical harm.
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
It's just an
But I mean,
experience. I'm like, oh, cool.
I personally don't. If I believe in ghosts, I believe they can't hurt you. They can't do anything to physically cause harm. If
All right,
something
how about-
does cause harm,
How about we one up it? If we get 10,000 likes, we play the Ouija.
the Ouija board?
Yeah, that shit's real, bro.
Is
You
it?
can't say that shit ain't fucking real, bro. My mom would slap the shit out of it just for
Yeah,
bringing
you're.
it up.
Yeah,
And in front of her parents.
What's
Oh,
weird is
wow.
what's weird is like people are like, oh, the Ouija boards are satanic.
Toys
and this
R
and
Us.
that. And like, yeah,
It's a
you go to the
toy.
toy
It's a
section in
toy.
Target and get one.
But I will say, okay,
Welcome to America.
what if we use it here and see
To
if
try
we can
and to
summon
communicate with
the one-
my attic ghost.
Yeah, whichever one tickled his toe or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Totally down.
10,000 likes, Ouija board special in October.
All right.
You sound like a fucking e-girl, like selling yourself with like
I'm just
like
saying.
Patron,
Patron.
Pizza Patron,
Yeah.
bro.
It's a
Sponsor
Patreon.
us, man.
Yeah.
Free pizza. Fuck.
That'd be amazing. Speaking of which, I'm actually craving that pizza. But anyways, yeah. But on the topic of ghosts, that's where we stand. And if you guys are really interested in seeing what we do with spooky
Spooky dooky.
subjects, if you guys have any ghost stories, anything supernatural related that you'd like for us to know,
Or anything just weird.
yeah, things
Drop your
that
experience.
that
Maybe we could, read it over here.
yeah, exactly.
read it
Things
live.
that have
Yeah.
happened to you that you can't explain.
Keep it to one paragraph though.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
I'm dumb. I don't like reading.
So just let us know and see. Maybe I'm the weird one. I don't know. I will let you guys know one experience that I had, but as I've grown older, I realized I started chalking it up less to it being a ghost or supernatural, and more towards my mind was freaking out. Maybe I saw a scary movie or something. I used to live in a trailer, so a trailer is just a long home. It's not tall or anything. My room was at the very end of the trailer, and my room had a restroom, but at the opposite end of the trailer was my parents' restroom, and then their room right next to it. Down the hall would be my sister's room. Then you go further down the hall. There's a living room, and then the kitchen, and then my room, whatever. So I'm pretty sure it was my sister. For some reason, I guess we were watching a movie. She was in my room, in my restroom. So I had no choice. I had to really go. I think I was like 11 or 12 at the time. So I went to the far opposite end of the trailer to go to use the other restroom. Neither of my parents were here. They were both off working. So it was just me and my sister. And as you mentioned before, shutting off the lights and running
Yeah.
across areas, as a kid, that's something you do. But I figured I'm not scared of anything, so I've outgrown this, whatever. So I got done using the restroom. I shut off the light, and I started walking down the hallway, and the only light that was shining on the hallway was the light from the kitchen. So everything was kind of dark. As I was walking, I noticed that my sister's room, her door was open, and she has a window at the far opposite end of her room, and she has a desk and a chair, and there was a teeny itty bitty light bleeding into the room, only illuminating like one corner. So for some reason, I decided to turn over and look, and my eyes just fixated on her desk chair. And what happened, what freaked me out, was that there was an outline of somebody sitting on that chair. It looked like it was a dark figure, but I could tell it had extremely long hair that was probably just like nasty, rugged in front of like their face. But the light that was lighting up the room, I could make out a face, a set of eyes that were just super wide open, like someone who didn't have eyelids. They were just completely zeroed in on me, just watching me.
Yep, I shit my pants.
And I stared at it for a good maybe 4 seconds, because I was calculating whether or not what I was seeing was real. But then the chair in my mind moved, like how you're sitting right there, right? If you were to just slightly turn this way, that's exactly what happened. At that point, all my senses went off, and I was like, fight or flight. I'm choosing flight. Like this
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is. It's staring at me. It's freaking me the fuck out, and there's no light in there. Who the fuck would just be sitting on a spinny chair in the dark with their fucking eyes wide open, looking straight at the doorway? So I bolted. I ran straight to my room, and I saw my sister there. So I was like, what the fuck? If you're here, that couldn't have been you. And that entire night, I told her not to go to her room. I told her just sleep here with me, and my little brother at the time was like fucking 6 or 5 or whatever. So I told her to just stay there, and my parents got home late. I told them what happened, and they wanted me to go to the room, so they can turn on the light and whatnot. And they took me, they turned on the light. They were like, oh, nothing's wrong. But the chair where I had originally seen it was closer to the front door of where, she gets in and out. And I was like, that wasn't like that. What the fuck?
So really quick.
That means when you ran, it came after you a little bit.
Yeah, it was like, ugh.
Fuck no. So really quick, let's start trying to wrap it up. It's already midnight. Holy shit.
It is.
That was fast.
Yeah.
I feel like we should start earlier because we could go on for days.
Yeah.
First, fuck you. I'm scared.
Oh, now you're.
I gotta pee. Like a lot.
Bro, we're gonna wake up in the morning. He's gonna be like, bro, I can't sleep. Like, fuck you and your scary stories. Man. That's all right, bro.
Man.
I can still game with you once we get home.
Fuck no, I gotta be up at 6.
Oh shit.
I mean, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were our ghost stories.
Yeah. Talking about
remember, it's all in your head.
McDonald's,
it's all in your mind.
Ghosts.
So
Spiritual.
yeah, fuck you, Florida. Still.
Fuck you, Florida.
Yeah, no spicy chicken sandwiches.
What is that?
But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys like the new layout. This is way different from episode 1.
Oh yeah, we spent a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of
working
time.
on it.
And we're still improving. So
Still improving. We still got a couple more upgrades to make.
okay, I'm gonna go pee while you guys wrap it up. Can you press pause?
Yeah.
I got my breath to piss my breath.
You want me to press pause or stop?
No, like whenever you guys.
Like when we're done.
saying
Okay.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we pretty much done.
I
Like,
can't even.
Yeah.
fucking
you
stand
could have
out.
given
All
your
right,
own
ladies and
goodbye
gentlemen,
too.
we're done. Thank you for joining us, Misclick, and take it easy.
Yeah, this is the end of episode 2 of our podcast.
Yeah. Remember, 500 likes, 10,000 likes. If you guys want us to do some crazy shit.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.